When Da'Ron Henderson was a sophomore in high school, I won't say the year, he was approached by a friend about the possibility of playing music at an upcoming junior high dance. They owned a pair of speakers and a set of turntables, so they decided to give it a shot and see what they could pull off. They brought the proverbial schoolhouse down, and from there, more opportunities came rolling in. First $20, then an offer for $40, and by the end of the year, the duo had worked their way up to $75 a gig and realized they had a full-fledged business. More than 30 years later, Low-Key Entertainment is one of Northeast Ohio's elite and most reliable entertainment companies, offering DJ service, uplighting, photo booths, promotional printing, and more. Low-Key Entertainment's DJs have performed all over the country alongside famous entertainers such as will.i.am, Kevin Hart, Rickey Smiley, Russell Simmons, HUGHLEY, and Outkast, just to name a few. Today on Small Business Big Conversations, Da'Ron Henderson of Low-Key Entertainment. Da'Ron Henderson, welcome to Small Business Big Conversations, man. How you doing?
Here, long time no see.
Yeah, look, I'm very honored to have you here. I have known you for a very long time from your time in the Impact program at Jumpstart, and going way back, but I haven't known you as long as you've been running Low-Key Entertainment. So
show my age now. Show my age now.
Well, look, I said in the intro I wasn't going to say what year that dance was, so. But take me back to the beginning and tell me about Low-Key and where it came from. Tell me that story.
Being a young guy, Warrensville Heights High School, I was a rapper, won a rap contest, earning me a good grade in the class. Teacher kept calling me Mr. Low-Key because I didn't speak much in class at the time. Then that transitioned to me being in band with a bandmate. We were broke. Really broke. He had some turntables. I borrowed my mother's speakers. We came together, said, let's have a party for New Year's. We had a party on New Year's Eve. People came to us and said, hey, we didn't know you were DJs. And we looked at each other like, yeah, we're DJs. Totally. How much do you charge for a party? He said $20. I said $40. We met in the middle and said $30. And from there, I guess things progressed and here we are today.
So $20, $30, that's eventually a real business, especially that age, right? I hope so.
Things have changed.
What are the next steps? How did you start to grow from getting $75 to show up with your turntables? It grew
organically. It grew rapidly. We had a lot of friends who just gave us a shot. We started out as a team. Mm-hmm. It was me and him. We were best friends, and then we had a third best friend. He came in, so it was a trilogy at that point in time. So it was three of us in our so-called clique or organization. Then from there, we would have two people that would ask for us on the same date. And from those two people that asked for us on those same dates, he would take one gig, I would take another gig. So we decided to separate, but still be somewhat affiliated. Mm-hmm. I then attended college, because this all happened in high school. I went to college in Atlanta, Georgia. He stayed here, so that furthered the separation, but we still best of friends. And then as things progressed, I'm like, hey, I'm DJing, and I'm looking at what the DJs make. And I'm looking at what the photographer makes and what the videographer makes. And I'm like, we need to diversify this portfolio just a little bit. So then we started adding different layers to the DJing, and then we grew more into a multimedia company.
So is that what DJs do when you're at a wedding? You've got one ear in here, and then you're looking around the room going, I'm going to take your job. I'm going to take your job.
No. That's a Da'Ron thing. That's a Da'Ron thing. But no, we do look around. We do make great relationships. Yeah. And I would get a little jealous because I'm there to midnight and they're there till like 9 or 10. And you were like, wait a minute. I'm the first one here, the last one to leave. And again, I just saw an opportunity, and then you just start to begin to feel the opportunity.
Yeah. So the show is Small Business Big Conversations, but DJing can be big business when you're talking about weddings and conventions and all the different offerings that you have now. How do you compete? There's a huge landscape here. How do you stay on top? I mean, look, if you Google Low-Key Entertainment, it's going to say Ohio's best DJs in there, and I know
that entertainer,
right? Yeah, so how do you maintain that level?
I'd probably say it's probably a little bit bigger and more involved than just being a DJ. Sometimes it comes down to those relationships that you may have. Mm-hmm. One thing I've always tried to be was really, really nice and really, really fair with individuals. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So when given an opportunity, if I just asked for an opportunity, I never demanded anything. I just asked for an opportunity to earn your business. And in that, you're in front of a crowd. That crowd has 200 patrons out there.
Right.
So then you earn the opportunity to try to earn their business, and that organically grows. Again, if you just be nice to people, be good to people, treat them how you want to be treated, things will come back full circle.
So you're just, always kind of showing off because anybody could be a potential customer out there.
Absolutely. Some people say, well, I'm only getting paid $150. Doesn't matter, man. You're always outside. You're always advertisement. People are always ready to knock you off. People want to take your spot. So you try to put your best foot forward in the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you communicate, the way you even manage your social media. You try to put your best foot forward because you never know who's watching you.
So you have kind of this stable or cadre of DJs that are working for the business now. So taking off the headset and putting on the manager hat or the nice jacket, which is probably wear in both cases.
This is new.
What's that like, managing and maintaining that level of quality with your staff and making sure that the low-key experience is consistent no matter who's there and where it is?
It's a struggle. And, as you may represent Jumpstart, that's why we may affiliate with organizations like Jumpstart to help us create that model and build that model and be able to franchise and standardize everything that we have, understanding your financial, understanding your brand. There's only one me, but there may be only one of the entertainers that it's on my actual team. So there's certain key things that they need to be on time, need to be prompt, need to speak to individuals, you need to wear certain clothes. So you kind of standardize the brand. But I do encourage uniqueness amongst the entertainers. If you have a record label, they don't want to have just one rap artist. They'll have a rap artist, a rock and roll artist, just to create diversity so that we're prepared depending on whatever audience that we may be in front of that day. So I do encourage uniqueness.
Yeah. I love it. So this all sounds really, super easy. Everything is going great. It's just super streamlined. You've got everything figured out, right?
No, not at all. No. Day by day.
We're going to take a little break. When we get back, we're going to talk about those challenges that you're facing. More with Da'Ron Henderson and Low Key Entertainment right after this.
My name is Shireen Bradley. I am the creator and the owner of Vegan Vibes. I'm great creating recipes and cooking, but on the business side, I struggle. I have an amazing business advisor free of charge, and he's been guiding me along the way. I would not be here actually without Jumpstart, so I'm very thankful for that for sure.
Jumpstart provides capital, services, and connections to help entrepreneurs grow. Get started today at jumpstartinc.org.
We are back on Small Business Big Conversations with Da'Ron Henderson, Low Key Entertainment. Da'Ron, let's talk about some interesting things that have happened over the last couple years. So you are in the entertainment business, and
never a dull moment.
And part of that is large-scale parties, large-scale entertainment. Well, a weird thing happened in 2020.
Mm-hmm. The bottom of the world fell out.
That's one way of saying it.
Everybody wanted their money back.
I got to imagine that was a big challenge and a big struggle. What was it like operating an entertainment company during a pandemic?
It was beyond scary. It was kind of like the bottom of the world fell out with no warning. So, and I remember it was 3 years ago to the date that this happened right here. At one moment we have all type of dates. I have events with the Cleveland Cavs. I'm flying in and out of town. We get a news flash hey, we think that we're going to close all ballrooms and events starting at 9 p.m. on Sunday. This is Saturday at 2 p.m. You're like, what? Tomorrow? Everything? And then we're just going to be just a couple of days.
2 weeks.
Give us a couple weeks.
Right? Yeah, get it all figured out.
Then we're going to open everything back up again. And things progressed. And clients were like, hey, I'm rethinking my wedding. That money that I gave you, I kind of need it back. And all the bookings that you did have, those aren't going to happen. So we had to just stay the course, diversify, find ways to survive. And you end up going from one of the worst years in history with our company to the following year being one of the best years we've ever had, just staying the course, those humble relationships. We travel places that Never imagined we would travel. We did a lot of weddings in Cancun. We did weddings in Cozumel. We did one in the DR, one in Jamaica, and a few different celebrities that we were able to entertain in front of. So things can change going from here to there, just keeping our head down, staying humble, diversifying, and great relationships.
Talk about that diversification. You had to really pivot and come up with new ideas. What were some of the new offerings that you came up with to just kind of keep everything afloat?
The beautiful thing about us is that we didn't just DJ. We were able to provide like a streaming service. So for the people that were at home and they were really going through some tough times, they may have experienced some sort of depression, we were able to just give them a lift. We would go on our Instagram Live, our Facebook Lives, and just play for like 2 or 3 hours. People just needed something to do. They were locked in the house and they were just literally going crazy at the time. So between doing that, we would stream ourselves. We would allow them to stream their small events, their small weddings, whatever they may be having going on. We had national conventions and conferences that got really, really small. We would come in and they would come into a studio similar to this, and we would broadcast those out to the public. The photo booths were a way that, that was an income for the people that did have small events. We were able to farm those out. We do have trucks. So we just repurposed our trucks. Instead of going out for entertainment events, we now became couriers. There were like medical supplies that needed to be delivered. There were prescriptions that needed to be delivered, new refrigerators. Everybody was remodeling homes. So you just really had to do whatever you needed to do and just repurpose all the tools within our arsenal.
I love it. You're really thinking on your feet and just keeping
things
moving.
But
what I was going to say, what choice do you really have?
Yeah.
So you're coming up with these, ideas, and you're kind of helping everybody else out too. That's on your team. I was reading a book the other day about this entrepreneur mindset, especially as it sits with small business owners.
Okay.
You started as a DJ.
I did.
Now you operate this. You're this mega mogul now. You operate this big entertainment. This big entertainment stronghold in Northeast Ohio. How much of at some point you have to switch from just the DJ and being the technician to being the manager to being an entrepreneur. And I think the pandemic certainly forced you into being entrepreneurial and pivoting and diversifying and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But I feel like you have that mindset too. How much of the business of your business of low key is Da'Ron, is just you, and how much of it is low key? How have you been able to transcend just you?
I think some things are absolutely standard. There's standard expectations that every client may have, the standard deliverables that we need to deliver. But I absolutely feel it was the personal again, I go back to the relationships. Mm-hmm. It's the relationships that we may have had. There's friends from high school. I went to 3 different colleges. I went to Morehouse in Atlanta, Georgia, Cuyahoga Community College. There's administrators that we're still cool with. I went to Kent State University. A lot of the students that I attended Kent State University are now in positions of power. Mm-hmm. So again, you just keep your nose down. You never knew where it would take you, but a lot of those friends just gave me the opportunity, and they kind of knew at the core that I was a good guy. I was going to do what I said I was going to do. So even though I may not be your entertainer, they trusted our company because they trusted me.
Do you still get a lot of requests though to be their entertainer?
Absolutely. That's the gift and the curse. DJ Low Key of Low Key Entertainment. But again, I'll try my best to try to honor those requests. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, I need to get out of the business and work on the business. Yep. That's the struggle. But I don't know of an entrepreneur that doesn't have that struggle.
We talked previously just about your entrepreneurial journey, and you mentioned always wanting to have a foundation for success. Mm-hmm. What does a foundation for success mean to you?
Those pillars change. Diversity is one of them. To make sure you're very diversified in your talent, the service that you offer, the clients that you're actual serving. There may be one thing that may fit this client, but you may have not thought about how you can serve different clients. I also like golly, I had all these thrust points. Discipline. Discipline is huge. That's one that I'm like, going through right now, trying to lose a couple pounds. A lot has happened since the pandemic. Gained a couple
Still
pounds
that first
there.
quarter of the year, I think we're all trying.
Yeah. But just being disciplined to respond to that email, to make sure that you put I don't have a boss. So who's going to put your sales sheet together? Who's going to make the phone calls? Who's going to do the follow-up surveys? Who's going to seek new business? So the pressure is kind of on me to make sure that, again, we're diversified and that we're disciplined in what we're doing. So those are like some key foundations. There's different quadrants of business, like the HR component, to understand what my strengths are and what my weaknesses are. I can't do everything. And I'm learning to hire those that are not just as good as me, but to hire people that are better than me. I don't need to be the star anymore.
It's hard to give up that control.
We are
hard
beyond
to give
that.
up
I'm
control.
okay. I'm beyond the middle age point right now. So I don't have much to prove. So I'm absolutely okay with trying to hire people that are better than me and then rewarding them for what they may bring to the company.
Yeah. I just as you segue flawlessly from one song to another, you did it into my next question, which is you're your own boss. You don't have one really, or you only report to yourself. How do you stay accountable to yourself, even and how do you overcome those days where you're just like, ugh?
Yeah. There's a key component like motivation. Motivation is important for those that work with me and or for me. You find out what their goals are, and you kind of help them achieve their goals. So I have to set my goals, and it gives me like a success path where I can say, even through certain entrepreneurial programs, they may say, what is your 6-month goal? What is your 1-year goal? What is your 2-year goal? What are your 5-year goal? So as you create them milestones, it kind of sets you on the path for success. If you're just doing this stuff with no real end in mind, then you're liable to go down any such path.
Yeah.
And then probably ultimately is just having a family. Have you ever had I've never had my daughter hungry, but that's my greatest fear, to sit up there and have my 9-year-old daughter look at me like, Daddy, I'm hungry. And I'm like, I am unable to feed you. I never want that. I never want that. So that motivates me to make sure that they're always fed, that they don't have to endure some of the struggles, challenges, and dangers that I might have experienced growing up in life.
Well, this got very deep.
It did.
Most of our conversations are very lighthearted.
Yeah.
I appreciate your honesty and your candor there. One of the things that you mentioned a couple times now is relationships, and it seems to come very natural for you, building relationships and maintaining those relationships. I'm wondering if you have advice for other business owners out there who maybe don't have that as one of the key weapons, like you do, and how to improve that skill.
One of the easiest things that you can do is to speak to every single person that you come in contact with. Second easiest thing that you can possibly do is just give them a compliment. I promise you, that's the greatest icebreaker. That's the greatest way to get over any obstacle. That'll de-arm them if they thought he's not that bad of a guy. I mean, he gave me a compliment. He said I had a nice jacket. He liked my glasses, and that totally disarms everybody. So a compliment, I don't care if it's the janitor, the office administrator when they walk in, treat everybody like a human being, give them a compliment. I promise you it'll come back fivefold.
Well, let me just say that is a fantastic jacket, and I love those glasses.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Keep going.
You're an excellent DJ.
Thank
You're
you.
A great business owner. We're gonna cut all this part out. Nobody needs to know. I'm kidding. We are gonna take a quick break. This is so much fun. We're gonna come back with more fun. We've got our Fast Five, our lightning round of questions for Da'Ron.
I'm ready. I might take my jacket off.
Right after this, we'll be back with more small business big conversations. Stay tuned.
Entrepreneurship is the heartbeat of thriving economies.
My name is Maddie Jones-Hollowell. I work for KeyBank. My current position is the Corporate Responsibility Officer for Northeast Ohio. So KeyBank realizes that all the great work that happens within a community doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens with great partnerships. It happens with nonprofits who are out there on the front line doing all the hard work. And KeyBank loves making sure that we're in the middle of that.
Jumpstart helps startups and small businesses go further, faster.
You hear about business owners who go from baking in their kitchen to being able to rent a space and really grow their business. You hear about individuals who started after school programs in their homes, and the next thing you know, they have a facility where they can actually have more students, go from 5 to 10. So being able to see real life impact is what the whole community benefits plan is all about. It's being able to see individuals go from one level and then with some help with our partnership, going to the next level and being able to impact not only one life, but multiple lives.
Through capital, services, and connections, Jumpstart provides accessible business growth assistance for diverse entrepreneurs.
So at KeyBank, we do believe that capital, services, and connections go together to provide the umbrella that protects a business, that gives them an opportunity to do what they do every day. I see a future where businesses are not only thriving, but they're allowing other businesses to come to them. They're being models for new businesses that are opening, and knowing that the next generation is benefiting is just everything.
Together, we have the power to make a real difference in our community. Learn more about how you can support our mission at support.jumpstartinc.org.
Back with Da'Ron Henderson, Low Key Entertainment on Small Business Big Conversations. We have reached my favorite part of the show.
The part where I leave.
Well, no.
No, I got it. Joking. We're to the good part.
I love that. This is our Fast Five. It's our lightning round.
I'm ready.
Okay, so here's how this is going to work.
Okay.
We've got 6 questions. You have to answer 5 of them. Okay.
I'm ready.
If you answer all 6, then you win a prize. It's going to be this lovely plant right here. So
that works for me, man.
I don't even own this plant.
When I came here looking at that plant, as soon as I walked in here, I said, "Listen, I'm leaving. That's mine. Put my name on it. This leaf right here says Keezy Man."
All right. So first question: what's the best thing about being a DJ?
Traveling the world. To have people pay me to actually to visit them. People like.
That's great.
All right, cool.
What's the weirdest gig you've ever had? You've been all over the world.
Divorce parties to celebrate.
That's a thing.
Yes, it happens.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It does. It happens. It happens.
I feel like
awkward.
This is a lightning round, so you have to give short answers. I really maybe after. I want to know what goes on at divorce parties.
Okay.
If you could DJ alongside any musician, living or dead, who would it be?
Living or dead? I think one of my favorite artists ever. They're old school artists. Amazing Frankie Beverly. They got a song called "Before I Let Go." I promise you, it's one of those old school cookout songs. You play it, everybody dances. I would love to be next to Amazing Frankie Beverly.
I love it. You have, you're diversifying all your interests and you're growing as a business owner. If you could invest in any business, you could go back in time if you want at the very beginning or anything now, what would it be?
Ooh, if I could refocus whatever direction I may be going in, if I could invest in anything. I don't know, man. I think I'm living my passion right now. But I got to answer it, right? Can I pass?
If you want the plant,
no.
We'll come back.
If I want the plant,
what's something that you believe that everyone else would disagree with?
That everyone else, upfront pricing.
Okay.
In our business,
people
are always hiding their prices. They think that people are going to have sticker shock, and I got to trick them into believing, and I have to tell them about me in order for them to believe into it. No, tell them up front. They're on your page for a reason.
Yeah, right. I like that.
So 90% of the industry is like, no, email me. No, I'm going to tell you what it is so that we're not wasting each other's time.
Right.
Okay.
And then you're sitting waiting for 20 emails to come back.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We're going to jump on the Zoom and close the deal.
So you were part of the Impact Program at Jumpstart. You've relied on mentorship, and you said that was your favorite part about participating in the Impact Program. What's the best advice you've received from a mentor?
I think I knew my talent, but I think it comes back to financials, understanding your financials and the overall projections. We were talking about the success plan going forward. I really hadn't established that 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year goal. And establishing 1, 2, 5, and 10, we broke that in 2. So you just need a plan.
Yeah.
And then you work that plan, and now we're like revamping, expanding, and creating the next 1, 2, 5, and 10 year goals.
Excellent. You want to go back and try and win the plan?
Try to answer this answer. If I could invest money in a different business, what would that business be? It would be related, so it's not a different business, but I definitely would still be in the multimedia field. I feel like there's a need. You know, I had a little bit of background in graphic design, the franchise of Hot Cards. So I think I absolutely would do something like possibly like a VAR Studios.
I love the shout out.
Yeah, I love the shout out. Probably get some sort of a multimedia company where we can do more videotaping, live streaming, recording, photo shoots, something that's available to the local entrepreneur who can't afford their own studio, kind of like a play as you go, like rental space. It'll be somewhat of a give back for those that aren't able to do that, as well as a production house for everything that may be under our umbrella.
Well, hey, look, you have made it all the way through. You're off the hot seat. You've answered all 6 questions.
Excited to be here.
So the plant is yours, even though I don't own it.
Just understand it's leaving with me.
But hey, you said that you would invest in VAR Studios. You get the plant. I want to thank you so much, Da'Ron, for coming on. Before we go, I want to make sure you have the opportunity to plug in your camera right over there.
All right.
Everything that you're doing. What do you got coming up? Where can people get a hold of you? Let us know.
Okay. All right. Cool. First and foremost, I'm very active on social media. So we have a company, social media. It's called the Low Key ENT DJs. That's how you can see where we're at live, what we may have going on. We have the Linktree links up there. So if you want to get tickets to anything that we have going on, they are available on our social media. Personal social media is at DJ Lowkey, at DJ Lokey. And obviously the website is www.lokeYent.com. We have established the second largest bridal show in Northeast Ohio within 2 short years. So we're looking forward going into our 3rd year. It's called the Shades Bridal Show. You can go to shadesbridal.com to find more information on that bridal show. And again, please just give us the opportunity. We're not asking, we're not demanding anything. Just give us an opportunity to earn your business, and we will be so appreciative.
Just start those relationships, right?
Absolutely.
Da'Ron Henderson, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for our very first Small Business Big Conversations. I appreciate you being here. And I'll see you at the next, wherever you are.
He's coming to Shades, everybody. Jamaican air horn. Boom, 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 boom. Freddie will be there. All right? Jerk chicken and all.
My guest today has been Da'Ron Henderson of Low Key Entertainment. You can learn more about the best DJs in Ohio by visiting LOKEYENT.com and see their work on Instagram at Low Key ENT DJs. Thanks again to Da'Ron for joining us today. Thanks to the amazing folks here at VAR Studios for all their help on the production side, to the team at Jumpstart that makes all this possible, and of course to you for tuning in. I'm Freddie Coffee. We will see you next month on the next Small Business Big Conversations. Thanks.